Even people from Darjeeling are surprised that there's a director from Darjeeling. I have no boundaries. It can get uncomfortable too, saying we support the film. And if I remember correctly, that's how you. So that
Yeah,
was
probably.
engineered. I needed to
Yeah.
get to Roshan, so I made Shaheen and Alia. Actually, wait, I made Sana so that Shaheen and Alia could see it, and so Roshan could see that.
Roshan.
Do
And
it,
even
so
Jhanvi, like it's Vineet's name, Vineet as the producer.
Jhanvi's had
so
a great body of work. Razi and Badaido are two of my.
So I was very scared. I was like, I hope he gets enough sleep.
that's a very Malayali thing to do, Sudanshu.
Oh, really? Oh, he did not tell me.
Because
Sir, we have a situation. There could be a leak. इससे पहले कि कोई बड़ी इंफॉर्मेशन बाहर आ जाए, हमें इन्वेस्टिगेट करना चाहिए सर।
इस इंटेल का सोर्स क्या है?
ऐसा हमें बात घूम रही थी।
सेंट स्टीफन एंड हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ी सुहाना भाटिया इस देश की सबसे युवा डेप्यूटी हाई कमिश्नर बनने जा रही हैं। कुछ लोगों का कहना है कि सुहाना के अपॉइंटमेंट में नेपोटिज्म का काफी हाथ है।
Who's this girl? सरनेम के अलावा इसके पास है क्या?
आपको भी लगता है मैं ये पोजीशन डिजर्व नहीं करती?
आईएफएस जैसे ब्यूरोक्रेटिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में तुम्हारी उम्र में ऐसा पोस्ट मिलना इज अनयूजुअल।
चल पेपर दे।
क्या सोचा तुमने? बच जाओगे?
यार मुझे सोचने के पैसे नहीं मिलते। आई गेट पेड।
लंदन की एम्बेसी में खबरी है।
जब तक मेरी ऑफिशियल क्लियरेंस न मिले, एवरीवन इज ए सस्पेक्ट।
बैकग्राउंड चेक्स कैसे करते हैं?
जो डाटा दे देना, मैं करा के दूंगा।
ऐसा कोई काम ना करे जिससे हमारे मुल्कों के बीच का भरोसा कमजोर हो जाए।
हमारे 2 रॉ अंडरकवर एजेंट्स की जान खतरे में है। I don't know how, but पूरे शिट में इसके पीछे इसी का हाथ है।
What the hell is going on in London? सुहाना 24 घंटों से गायब है।
तेरे फोटो से उन्हें जो प्रूफ चाहिए था ना, वो उन्हें मिल गया।
मैं किसी की जान को खतरे में नहीं डालने वाली।
सिवाय खुद के।
Shut up!
सुहाना भाटिया, bloody spy, एक देशद्रोही, गद्दार। Always showing your innocent face. You think it'll work with me?
मेरी आइडेंटिटी, मेरा वजूद, वो सब छीन लिया है। सब! मुझे बस किसी बलि की बकरी की तरह फंसाया और
तो अब ये बकरी क्या करेगी?
पूरा का पूरा शेर खा जाएगी।
So yeah, welcome. Today into today's SoSouth, we have Ulajh movie director Sudanshu Saria, who's from Darjeeling, and the cute boy from Darling, very on Roshan Mathew with us. Welcome both of you to Into Today's SoSouth. It's pleasure to have you back again, Roshan.
Thank you, Meera. Thank you for that intro. Also, you're very sweet.
And because for me personally, I started my interview series, my interview session officially with you. And which my journey is going great and well. So a big credit to you, Roshan. Thank you.
Great, congratulations. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear.
Yeah. So Sudanshu, you're from Darjeeling and down south here. When we hear that it's a director from Darjeeling, we'll be like, oh wow, a Darjeeling director, a national award winner. So and you're a man of emotions, if I'm not wrong. What all yeah.
I'm not wrong,
right.
Roshan.
Not at all.
Even people from Darjeeling are surprised that there's a director from Darjeeling.
Why?
No, because I think, I always tell people, I used to be an avid watcher of the circus. I consume our cinema, but it never occurred to me I could be a trapeze artist. I could be hanging from the thing and playing with, that's kind of how it feels to be in this industry. I just didn't know who makes movies. Maybe they were elves. They just show up. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never seen one being made.
Correct. Because
it didn't occur to me. I was like, "Pata nahi ban ke aati hu." I don't know where they come from. So it was all very surprising to me. It was very late actually, for me. I was in college and I saw some kids like spooling film into a Bolex. And I was like, who are they? And someone told me that's film students. And I laughed. I'm like, who's going to let someone study film? Like, that doesn't seem like a good investment.
Right.
And
Oh,
then
okay.
in
Because
like 5 minutes,
yeah.
I knew this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And that's it. It was just
Oh,
fast.
beautiful. Because even when I discussed with my colleagues and friends, they were like, "Oh, so he's from Darjeeling, the director. That too, he won a national award." Yeah, it's like a lot of new things that people can't connect, can't put it in a thread, when we say it's a director from Darjeeling. So because for us, for our little knowledge, we don't know any directors who had made headlines down south. That's from that side, east side.
I mean, I think of Satyajit Ray as a Calcutta filmmaker, obviously.
That's there
But he
always,
has
but
done
now
a lot of work in North Bengal. So I know we are very proud of that. Like his films on Darjeeling, the ones that have been set in the hill stations, all very nice. So that's been good. But yeah, it didn't. I'm as surprised as you are to find myself here. I think one sets out to try and make some work, and that's it. Things like national awards and things like finding yourself in the middle of directing a spy thriller with Roshan Mathew and Janhvi Kapoor and Gulshan. These things don't
Gulshan.
occur to one, like at all. Like
What
I,
a
No, but
marvelous
like
ensemble it is.
honestly, I think there is a lot of interesting work happening on that side of the country also. And I suddenly thought of Amis, which is directed by Bhaskar Darika. I think Bhaskar's from Assam, if I'm
Assam.
not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, and there are some interesting film festivals which have been happening there. So there is actually some
Rima
very,
Das
very
is
cool.
also from
Obviously,
Assam. So a lot of
yeah.
people also conflate that, like, because I'm from there, Assam is completely different, but at least it's the Northeast. There's also Saurabh
Yeah.
Rai, there's like filmmakers from Nepal who are making.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right. So, okay. And again, why I mentioned Man of Emotions is because, when I went through your filmography, let it
Yeah.
be Love the Movie or Big Girls Don't Cry, Knock Knock. Everything is somewhere related to, emotions. And even then, when you address your co-workers, your colleagues, friends, there's a lot of respect and with lot of love you talk about them or you address about them. And it reflects on your movies as well. And would you love to talk about your love movie Knock Knock Knock, which bagged you the national award as
Yes.
best director?
No, very surreal. I didn't even know, the films I've made before this mostly play on film festival circuits. They get sold internationally, but they've been finding an audience in India on their own pace, and not that that's ever bothered me. Even Big Girls, like I don't know, I'm very message thesis driven in terms of what does the film say, what am I trying to say. I rarely think about who's going to see it or who is it aimed at or what kind of success might it have before I take on the project.
Right.
And I think you're right. Like I feel a very sensitive, emotional person. And that has its good and bad. The bad is just as bad, the good is just as good, the fun is just as fun. Like I don't mind riding the roller coaster. My mom is very much into meditation, and she always tells me to be detached, to be even keeled, to not the highs be so high, not let the lows be so low, which I personally find that not interesting. I find it very I'm like, why? Like, I want to ride the roller coaster, Like, I know if you fall in love, you'll get your heart broken, but I don't mind that. I want to fall in love. I want the risk. I want, like, I'll tell you, when Roshan and me first started working, one of the things he told me is, I'm here to work. This is what I like to do. And for me, I was like, what? That's not a thing. That's not happening. We're going to be friends. And he's like, that what? I don't know if you can force yourself to be friends. And I'm like, you totally can. You watch me do it. I'm just going to
Roshan,
myself into your life. I have no boundaries. It can get uncomfortable too.
No, he still threatens me that he will suddenly show up at my door unannounced and ask for coffee.
Yes.
And will sit and watch the sunset with me at home. And I'm like, no, we're doing a film together. This is a strictly professional relationship.
I think was that you, Sudanshu? Was that you, Sudanshu, who said to Jhanvi and Gulshan, who said, I think you have to go for a coffee. I think you are so professional.
No, that wasn't him. That wasn't him.
No. I would always tell them you have to go for practice or rehearsal, or the coffee
That's
thing
it.
never occurred to me. Not that it couldn't have. Um, I am very blinders. I'm very like hyper narrow focused when I'm working. So
Working.
a human thing like going for coffee would never occur to me. So I'm not
Yeah.
proud of it. I wish I had thought of it, but I didn't. I can't take credit. I take a credit for a lot of things I didn't do, but that one I can't.
And even Roshan, it's your third film, third Hindi film, and
Third
all
Hindi
the
release, yeah.
directors are like kick-ass filmmakers, right?
Yeah.
Right from Anurag to Sudanshu, you know
Yeah.
them better. And
Yeah.
tell us, working with Sudanshu, and even right from, let's begin with Anurag, because all of them is something that we South Indians definitely wait to hear from you. And you are
Yeah,
right now,
no,
you're the
I
only
was.
connect to Bollywood or to know.
No, there are lots of people doing work in Hindi. I mean, Prithvi is doing work there, Dulquer is doing work there. Lot of actors are definitely crossing boundaries.
There.
And much before we started noticing the actors, technicians have been doing this
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
really
yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, I have been very fortunate in terms of the people I've gotten to collaborate with and the kind of subjects and characters that I got to work on.
Right.
But when you think about it in a different perspective, if it weren't for these amazing people and these really exciting characters, there's no reason for me to go there and work, right? I'm
Right.
fortunately in a position where there is work happening in Malayalam right now. So when I go outside, even though as much as I enjoy jumping around and working in different industries or mingling with different kinds of people professionally, I it has to feel like an unmissable opportunity for me, and that's where this comes in. When AK calls me, I know whatever it is that he's going to offer, I know instantly that I want to do it. Sudanshu, incidentally, it was very interesting. I was shooting for a film in Hyderabad, and I saw the poster for a movie called Sana. And I had heard
Yeah.
nothing about that film. I think I
Yeah.
saw it because I like Radhika Madan's work, so I follow her. And I saw the poster, and I was like, that's a very, very strikingly good looking poster. So I zoomed in, and I was like, who's the director? So then I looked up Sudanshu on that day, and I saw Love there, which is also a film that I'd heard about, and it was very strange because in a few hours I got a call from a casting person, I think, who said Sudanshu Saria wants to talk to you about a feature film that he wants to make. So I was like, what is happening? This is the man I was looking up just now. What
Can you
is
just pinch
this?
me? Can you just pinch me? Is this even real?
Yeah, so it was very, very
No, I had
surreal.
Roshan. I had Roshan under surveillance for 5 to 6 months before that. That was waiting, and the poster that Roshan saw was because he had worked on Darlings with Eternal,
Right.
with
Yeah.
Shaheen and Alia's company, and Shaheen and Alia had seen Sana and really liked it, and they had put up a post saying we support the film. And if I remember correctly, that's how you. So that
Yeah,
was
probably.
engineered. I needed to
Yeah.
get to Roshan, so I made Shaheen and Alia. Actually, wait, I made Sana so that Shaheen and Alia could see it and it, so Roshan could see that.
Roshan.
No.
You got a
No,
little mix.
now he's just kidding. No, but again, like Parvez, who was also part of, Darlings, again, so I got the script for
Yeah.
Ulajh. Yeah, so I got the script for Ulajh, and I was like, bam, that's another name that I know. That's another person I've worked with. So there were all of these connections happening. Then I read the script, and it was just a very, very exciting read. It was one of those, like, I finished reading it in one sitting. I was very curious to know what happens next. That's a great thing to happen to you when you're reading a script. So I almost instantly knew that I wanted to do
And
it.
even
So
Jhanvi, like it's Vineet's name, Vineet as the producer.
Jhanvi's had a
So
great body of work. Razi and Badaido are two of my absolute personal favorite movies, not just out of Jhanvi's filmography, just generally in all films that I've seen in
right.
Hindi.
Even then, Sudanshu, your cast, like you have Roshan, Gulshan, and Janhvi Kapoor, which is like brilliant when it comes to comedy or sarcasm. How did you manage when it comes, okay, now we have to complete this particular scene? How did you actually manage it? Or was it vice versa?
No. I think I'm such a handful. Most of the time they were managing me. If the strategy always used to be that I'm going to be such a diva that they'll be like, wait, forget about all this. Let's take care of that guy. No, actually, this has been a dream cast, not just everyone I wanted, I kept going after. I remember the first time we met, I was in Ooty shooting Big Girls
Yeah.
Don't Cry, and
Okay.
Roshan was like, "Why don't I just drive up?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" And so, my boyfriend and me were in the kitchen, we're making like, idiyappams and this, that, and we made this whole breakfast. And I think he drove overnight or something. So I was very scared. I was like, I hope he gets enough
That's a
sleep.
very Malayali thing to do, Sudanshu.
Oh, really?
When,
Oh, he did not tell me.
because
He made me feel very,
whenever
very
a North
special.
Indian or somebody who's not from South, comes home,
No,
first thing
no.
that Malayalis
Yeah. That's true.
is,
We cook
just
them.
show that, we're a master, all this Malayali food, that we have a lot of, our menu looks rich with these kind of proper, genuine, authentic Malayali foods, appam, idiyappam, chicken. I think idiyappam or
No,
chicken roast or something he might have cooked
yeah,
for you,
no,
right?
but these guys were
Vegetarian.
apparently doing that every day.
Yeah,
They
we
were,
were.
it was their regular breakfast.
We
They
had a
didn't do it
little,
specifically for me.
we were staying in this bungalow shooting the show, and there was a little outhouse, and we sat there. We had this lovely breakfast. We hung out. We got to know each other.
Yeah,
We discovered common friends. Like
Beautiful.
I knew Richie. He was doing poacher.
yeah.
So for me, it was like an instant. Like what I found in him was a very sharp thinking author, and
Right,
that
right.
gives me always deep comfort because I know he knows his job when it comes to performance. But
Yeah.
I'm always looking for authors and creators,
Yes.
people I can partner with, whom I can rely on, and then I start leaning on them. We start building a backstory together. We start naming the character together. We start figuring out what is your religious background, what is your economic level, what is your income level, who do you know, what is your family like. And I really then start customizing the entire part to fit Roshan like a glove, so that if people in hindsight were to see the movie, they should get the feeling that, only Roshan could have played this, no one else. And that's both. Also, it is also for me as driven by what is Roshan just played and what is he excited about? What does he not want to do? What shades has he already done? I'm as keen and excited about sending Roshan from that experience with him thinking that he grew as a performer or did something new as a performer or was inspired in a specific way as a performer. For me, that job satisfaction is as important to me as what he gave to the film itself. I
Very
don't put one over the other. I'm not getting to the movie through him. But for me, it's both of us getting to the movie together.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, what you said is very right, Sudanshu, because right from his beginning, like his career, what he did was he made sure that none of his characters will be duplicated. And every character that he tries out will be new and will be never done before. And I think Aryan from Pudhiya Niyamam is not such a character that everybody will try out in the beginning of their career. And then that time people love to hate him. What kind of man is this? I mean, and from there, doing Darlings, from Anandam, then happened Darlings. He became everybody's darling just like that. So even I want to ask that to Roshan, because how do you manage when it comes to choosing movies or let's say series, movies, whatever? How do you manage to not to make sure that your characters will not be duplicated, as I just mentioned before?
I think any actor can only choose out of the options that they're given. So it's actually first and foremost, it's with the makers, that it's because of people like Sudanshu who are taking making an effort to look at an actor, watch them perform, and then try to imagine what other scenario can I place them in, rather than get them to come in and repeat exactly what they've done and proven that they can do. So that has to happen, in the writer's mind first. It has to happen in the director's mind first, and then it comes to the actor as an opportunity. So for us, we can pick the ones that we feel is most different, but only if that option is available. So I've always felt like from where the actor's standing, all you have control over is which ones do you say no to. You can decide to
Right.
say no to something that feels repetitive. You can't do anything about it if nobody's bringing you something different. Nobody's willing to explore other shades of you, like Sudanshu just said. So I'm most grateful to like the writers that I've worked with and the directors and director writers that I've worked with, who have been brave enough to sort of like look at a character and then look at me who's never done something like that and just think, "Ah, I think this guy will pull it off. Let's try him out for it." So that trust is what matters the most, and that trust also really pushes you. And especially in the case of Ulaj and all, what I really enjoyed about this project was Sudanshu made sure that there was a lot of prep time before we went into shoot, where all the actors were together. We were
Yeah,
working on scenes
I
together,
even want to ask about that
doing
as well.
readings. Yeah, we were doing readings. We were having discussions. We're like building on the characters, making each moment as believable as we can make it, making each decision taken by an actor as convincing as it can be.
Yeah,
That sort of work really helps.
right.
Then by the time you finish all that and get into shoot, you feel like, okay, now this maker's done so much for me to make sure that everything is in place. Now I just have to go do my job and make it believable.
Correct, correct.
So
Right.
yeah,
And
it's
even I think right now it's like out of very few actors from South India that we have, it's you who tries to parallelly work with the other industries as well. Not just Malayalam. Right now, I'll do only Malayalam films, and then if it's Hindi or some other language movies are coming, then I'll see. But no, you have wisely chosen to balance it out well, wisely. So is it like again, as you mentioned, a conscious choice of when it comes to selection of movies, or is it like, okay, let's sail through it? Is it like that? What's your thoughts when you
I
have so much of
started
movies
off.
to select?
Thank you. I'm very glad you think, very flattered you think so.
I mean, it's true, yeah.
Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. No, I started off with a very, very strictly crafted plan that I'll do these many movies in Malayalam in a year, and I'll do one here and one there, one in this industry. I made that plan for myself and very quickly realized that the industry has no place for your plans actually. So it's sort of like Jackie Chan fight sequence. You have to make use of what comes in your way. So whatever is thrown at you, you have to grab hold of what you think is the best thing to get hold of and just fly with it. And
And
that's
I
the
think you've
only way
nailed
to
it.
do it. I mean, like we're all constantly all of us. I'm sure Sudanshu also feels the same way. We're all constantly improvising. When it works, it's great, and like people say that it's all very wisely planned out. When it doesn't work, the same people say that, oh, such bad decisions this person's making, and it's all part of the deal. We have to just be prepared to for both
Right.
of it to happen. Yeah.
I think just like how audiences like us, just listen to your words. you just select your movies just like that. And you are
Thank
lucky
you.
enough to, get good, brilliant movies under brilliant filmmakers in that sense. So,
Yeah,
and
I really hope that continues.
yes, it's touch wood,
Yeah.
Roshan, and you are an asset to us South Indians.
Thank you
And
so
what
much.
are the next films of Four Lines Productions, Sudanshu? And would love to
Actually, we're going to
wait.
work on this one is a Jungly Pictures production.
Yeah.
But as far as me and Fallline are concerned, I think Sana is going to be the next thing we'll be now focusing on putting out. We're very happy that there's so much interest in Ulaj, and right now all I'm
Yes.
doing is drinking, sleeping, consuming, breathing Ulaj, trying to
Right.
make sure it's in its best possible shape before it goes out.
Right.
And that's it. I think beyond that, I don't know. I've never planned as much. I really need to be scared to work. I think that's one thing I really look forward to is like terror. I think Ulaj was terrifying when I started.
Yes. I think I really want to ask you one question too, because Sudanshu, how did you even control your emotion? Because it was an emotional rollout, proper, this movie was, right? When we watched the trailer, it was like, it's so intense, it's like, oh my God.
I have
And
no
how did
intention
you
of
manage?
I have no intention of controlling the emotion. I think people come to feel
Yeah.
it, come for catharsis. My goal is to get the emotion out. I feel every take that Roshan has performed, every take that any of the actors have performed, I have lived it, breathed it, felt it with them. I've stood there, tried to participate in the process. I have lived the film every time. We've looked at an edit, looked at a sound, and I'm still shocked that 3.5 years later, I must have, there was a year and a half of writing, rewriting with our, Parvez Sheikh, who originated the script, or Atika Chauhan, who did the dialogues. And there was a time when I thought, like, I'm going to be exhausted with the script. Then there was a time I thought I'll be exhausted with the performance. There was a time I thought I'll be exhausted with the edit. And I'm still about to, right after this, going to go watch the full film one more time to make sure every sound is perfectly in place and da 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 da. Da. And it's insane to me that I still enjoy it. Like, I really think I have to go for therapy, or like it must be like, I'm like, it's really possible. It's a case of megalomania. It's, I have no clue, but I just am so enamored and grateful that, so I'm in my toy shop. I can't believe I've gotten this far. I have no intention of looking too far down into the future. I think I'm just gonna like live and react. And I guess I'm also very aware that the opportunity to make a film, it's a huge privilege. It's not easy, and I can't believe I got 3 or 4 shots at it already. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm already in the bonus phase. So everything beyond this is like, what? You want to give me money to make a movie? I will do that. I will do that.
Beautiful. And what's next on your plate, Roshan? People are like waiting.
A couple of projects that I've shot are yet to be released. There's one more that I finished in Hindi. It's a series that will be out on Sony Live, I think, sometime this year. There are 2 films waiting to be released in Malayalam, and I'm about to start shoot for a Malayalam film next month, which is one of the most exciting projects that I've been waiting for a really long time. So I'm glad that it's finally starting, and it's also got some
beautiful.
Yeah, a bunch of interesting people coming together. Some surprises also in there. You'll know very soon.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting so that we can meet again for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that and release nothing else. Only this.
Release. Ulajh is the next release. Then then the series, and then Ulajh is on the 2nd of
No,
August.
not Ulajh. The other one you said.
The series, I don't have a date yet. In Malayalam, there's a film called Neha, and then there's Chera. Both of these are waiting to be released.
Okay. So as time, so far we have time limitation, so I have to stop it here. Otherwise, it would have been a great, funny interaction would have been. But yeah.
This is still a fun interaction, Meera, even with the time limit.
But it was great meeting you, Sudanshu, for the first time. And I had a great time with you.
Thank you for making time for us.
And everybody, to our audience, please watch Ulajh on August 2nd. Big screens. We can see this massive ensemble there on big screens, and we all are waiting for.
And Meera, I don't know if it's public knowledge yet, but we are all working very hard to do a screening of the film in Kochi for Roshan to host. So I'm extremely excited to see what his colleagues and friends and fans down south think of the film. I'm really hoping they think we've used him well. I know he's gonna dodge all the criticism. It's all gonna fall on my neck. But I am very proud of the work. I can't.
I don't do that. I take all the criticism.
No, but Roshan, everyone thinks you're talented. Everyone thinks you're cute. No one's gonna say anything to you. They'll be like,
it's true, Sudanshu.
No.
This man has not used him well. They take him to Bombay and make him do this and that.
That won't happen. We'll just believe in our film, and hopefully, Meera, you're not in Kochi, are you? You're in Bangalore. Yeah.
But how far is Bangalore from Kochi, Roshan?
It's like 5-6 hours by road.
5,
at least 8 hours by road. No, I mean, she can take a flight. No, we'll figure. There might be a screening in Kochi.
You can message that Roshan later.
Yeah.
We'll make this out.
Okay. Thank you, Meera.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure having you.
What's the film? Tell us what you think, okay?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll message.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.